Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the three main types of reusable period products. So we're really just going to do an overview of how each of them function, how they compare to one another, how to pick the right one for you, and so forth. Just going to be an overview, nothing really too detailed about any of them. If you're interested more in period underwear, I have two videos now about them, like an initial review and then like I've been using them for a few months review. I'll leave them both linked up here and down below. So if you'd like a more in-depth video about reusable pads or a more in-depth video about the menstrual cup, let me know. I can make that video in the future. And if you have any questions about any of these different reusable period products, let me know. I'll answer that in a future video as well. I really just want to expand on this zero waste period series and help everybody find the right fit for them so they can save money and the planet. Let's go ahead and start with reusable period underwear. So like I already mentioned, I went really in depth in those two videos, but here's a quick overview of them. They look and work just like regular underwear, except the inside right here, this black part is padding. It's like several layers. Each brand is a little bit different about how they do it. You wear them like normal underwear and then you change it as you would a pad, except you take them off and you wash them instead so then you can reuse them. So some pros to period underwear. They are so comfortable. Easily, for me, the most comfortable option of reusables or disposables. Another pro, they're really easy to use. Yeah, you kind of have to get used to washing the blood out of them after the first few times. It's just like, oh, this is normal, this is the way it is now. So it's a little bit, not really learning, but just getting used to it. It's really easy to wash, dry, reuse. That's a big pro to these, for sure. One of the big cons though to period underwear is they are a little pricey up front. So I talked about this in my review part 2. Yes, it costs a lot of money like initially, but they can last you 5, 10, maybe even more years if you take really good care of them. So you really do get your money's worth. That just goes with anything that you buy to wear. Its con is always gonna be, it doesn't fit quite right, especially with buying them online. Some of them run really small. Some of them give me wedgies. So that's kind of hard to pick and choose. I say buy whatever style you normally wear. So if you normally wear briefs, buy a brief. If you normally wear thongs, buy a thong, and you should be good to go. Another big pro to period underwear is they also make different ones for teens as well as postpartum. So there's a lot of different options for these. So many different sizes, styles, colors. They're super fun. These are a great option no matter if it's like a light day, heavy day, something in between. Maybe you just have like bladder leaks or spotting or anything. And like I said, they even have postpartum ones. So post-baby, you can be comfortable and not produce any waste. I think that's all I want to touch on with period underwear right now. Let's move on to reusable pads, my personal least favorite. And I talked about this in Zero Waste Items I Hate video, and many people commented that they really like these. So I don't like them, you might like them. So I'm just trying to shed some light on all of these different options. Obviously a pro for all of these is that they reduce waste. Probably the biggest pro with reusable pads is they're easily the cheapest. There's also very many styles. I have this one that kind of curves more to the shape of the body, and then I have this one that's really straight, and I don't like either of them. So they function like a normal pad. You put it on your underwear and then you buckle it underneath, like the bridge of your underwear. So instead of something adhesive, it's just a little like fastener, and that's the big downside. So obviously adhesive pads stay in place. These do not. They slide around a lot, and everyone who even said they liked these would agree. So they're really great if you're just sitting at home teleworking or something, but if you're like out and about walking around, it becomes really uncomfortable really fast. So some people have suggested they'll like put an additional fastener on their underwear, they'll safety pin it to their underwear or something. Not ideal in my opinion, but it does get the job done. Yeah. And again, these also come in so many different colors, shapes, sizes. Like this one's like a panty liner replacement. This one's pretty thick. So whatever style you're looking for, there are a lot of different options there. And I guess another question too people always have with the period underwear and reusable pads is, do they work? The answer is yes. I have tried them both and they both work really well. Oh, and again with these, it's just a simple remove it, wash it, hang it up to dry, repeat. I believe these can also go in the machine, same with the period underwear, but you cannot put them in the dryer. If they slip into the dryer once or twice, it's fine, but definitely don't make a habit of it, just because like the layers can start to break down quicker and it might not be as absorbent over time. So if you want them to last, definitely air dry them. So one of the pros to these though, other than them being cheap, is they are very easy to use and, you know, fairly normal. That's probably the most normal option. So period underwear are just just absolutely bizarre to some people, even though it functions the same as this. And I guess the pro there could be you can still wear the same underwear you like all the time and then just buy this to throw in there. Oh, but it pretty much functions like a normal pad, except it's got a fastener instead of adhesives. Moving on to the menstrual cup. I don't know where mine is. I've managed to pack it somewhere in my pile of stuff back here, and I don't remember which bag I put it in. And and then as I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am probably gonna want that. Oh well, I will make do with my period underwear for the time being. Anyway, the menstrual cup is a great option. I just have not found the right one for me. So that's, like I said with the period underwear, it's not that big of a deal. I can deal with a little bit of a wedgie. I can deal with a little bit of tightness if it's too small. But with the period cup, it is so uncomfortable if you don't get one that's right for you. So there's a really great quiz out there called from this website, Put a Cup in It. They have a quiz trying to tell you which one will be best for you based on, like, it's all based upon how old you are, have you given birth vaginally, how many kids have you had, how high is your cervix, and all sorts of really important questions to find the right cup for you. One of the cups that they recommended was one of the cups I already had, and it's so uncomfortable. And I just can't figure out why. That's what's so hard, is like, I tried a smaller cup, I tried a softer cup, I tried trimming the stem, and it's still so uncomfortable, like unbearable. It's like I can deal with a little uncomfortableness, but I was just like, I can't do this. So that was my second one I tried. I want to try a third one, and then if that third one doesn't work out for me, I'm done trying, just because I hate buying them and then it not working for me, because like I can't just sell it and give it away. No one's really gonna want that. So it's just really unfortunate. But they are a great option. It was like the first swap I had ever heard of when I was in high school. I actually tried my first one in high school just to save money, not even to save waste. It's a really cost-effective option. So with period underwear and the cup, they're both the same if you buy one, but you can't just function with one pair of period underwear. You need at least two, which makes the cup really affordable because you only need one for literal years. They are a really great swap for tampon users especially, but I never used tampons, and then I tried it and it's still really easy to learn and really easy to use. There is a bit of a learning curve with the cup though. That's the big con, is it is a little tricky to learn just because there's different ways you can fold it. I wish I had it so I could like give you a demonstration with a tube or something. If you want that in the future, let me know. So yeah, it is a little bit of a learning curve trying to figure out the right shape to put it in, how far, how to remove it, because you have to break the seal before removing it, and so forth. So it's still a really great option because like you can go swimming with it. It's great for sports and so forth. If you're already used to tampons, great option. But yeah, again, it's really, really hard to find the right fit for you. Other than that, they are, once you get the method figured out for you, insertion and removal, really easy to use and really easy to clean. Thankfully, in Japan, we have bidets. I'm gonna miss them so much because I could just use the bidet right there to clean the menstrual cup instead of being like, okay, there's no toilet around, what do I do? In that case, you just kind of put it back up dirty, which isn't the worst case scenario. You can just wash it when you get home. And then at the end of your cycle, you just boil it for a few minutes to give it a good sanitize. I also really like the menstrual cup because it is really small and compact. Like, say I was traveling with my period underwear and I wanted to bring a few pair, like I think I only have 5 pair right here. It's really a lot. It would take up a pretty good majority of my bag. And same with the reusable pads, like not nearly as bulky as the underwear, but like still a lot. The menstrual cup is only this big. You can literally put it in your pocket if you need to, or a small handbag. So that makes the menstrual cup really convenient for sure. So now that we got all the major pros and cons out of the way, which one is best for you? Again, it depends. I think if you are used to pads, definitely the reusable pads or the period underwear, whichever one. Personal opinion, again, some people do really like these, but my personal opinion is I do not recommend these. They slide around too much. They kind of go in my butt crack. TMI maybe, but it's true. They are just very uncomfortable. I only have like 2 pair of period underwear, maybe 3 that I really can't stand, but I'll still use them. Like I refuse to use the pads anymore because that's how uncomfortable they are, but even the uncomfortable period underwear, I will still wear. Other than that, the other pair are so comfortable. So that's the ones I recommend. But again, it also depends on your budget. This pack was maybe like $15 for 6 or so, and you're looking at $20 to $40 per pair. So it depends what you can afford up front for sure. Though I did talk about how you can get by with only 2 pair of period underwear in my review part 2, linked above and below. Like I think I probably have like a dozen pair now, thanks to all those brands who sent me some free pair to try out. But you can definitely get by with just 2 pair. It's not like you need to buy a whole bunch. Yes, it is more convenient, but you don't need it. And then for the menstrual cup, I definitely recommend that if you're already a tampon user. It just makes the most sense. But even if you've never used a tampon, don't give up on the cup. I still really, it's such a good idea. I just need to find the right one for me, and then I'll probably be in love with it. But so I definitely recommend that quiz. I'll leave it linked down below so you can find the right one for you. And that's a pretty good in-between option. Once you find the right one for you, it is really comfortable, and it's pretty in between in price. Again, it can be anywhere from like $15 to maybe $60 depending on the quality, the type, the brand, the size, the style, whatever. But you only need one. So that's a pretty good option right there. Though when you are using the cup, sometimes it takes you a while to figure out the suction and everything. So I still recommend using something as like a backup in case you leak. It could be either one of these options, whichever you prefer. Or unless you're really confident, you just go for it. So yeah, ultimately it comes down to what you can afford, what you're used to, and kind of how much work you want to put into it. It does take a little more work to wash the reusable underwear and the reusable pads as opposed to the menstrual cup. The menstrual cup is just like quick rinse, put it back in, sanitize at the end. These require a little bit of elbow grease to get the blood out initially, and then after that you machine wash as like a whole bat. Again, I talk more about that in part 2, about how to care for the period underwear. Same with the reusable pads. It does take a little bit of work to clean them out because you don't want to just throw them into the washer all bloody. That will just make a mess. So I guess you could take that into consideration as well. Though no matter what, you're still gonna have to interact with the blood a little bit, and that's okay. Let's normalize it. Nothing to be ashamed of or anything. It's not gross. Oh, that is something to keep in mind though. A big perk of the menstrual cup is that you can actually see how much you're bleeding still. Perhaps with these, since they're lighter colored, you can see like how much you're bleeding, but that was one of my biggest complaints with the period underwear is they are all black inside, which makes sense. It prevents staining and keeps them nice for a long time, but at the same time, I can't see how much I'm bleeding, so I can't see what's normal for me and what's healthy. So that's a big downside. So these are all things to keep in mind when buying your zero waste period product. If you have any more questions about reusable period product, like I said, I already have 2 videos about the period underwear. They go pretty in depth, way more than we touched on today. And if you'd like to see an extra part for the menstrual cup as well as the reusable pads, definitely let me know. I'd be happy to make that video. Maybe even like a quick tutorial of how to use these and the menstrual cup, of course, like with objects, not me. And I already did a little bit of tutorial of how to use the underwear in part 2. For me, ranking them, my personal preference, again, keep that in mind. Everyone's different. Pads are easily last. Menstrual cup is definitely second, and then the underwear are first. Hands down. The underwear are just so comfortable. I think if I find a cup that's right for me, they'd be tied for first. But for now, I think the cup is a great idea, but it's so hard to find the right one. If you found the right one for you, let me know how you did it and consider yourself lucky. But for the time being, if you're looking for more information on the cup right now, I recommend Getamary here on YouTube. I'll leave her channel linked down below. She has so many great videos about the menstrual cup. I've watched all of them and learned so much. Definitely check her out. And then Shell Bizzle has a bunch of videos on the period underwear. So you can check her out too, channel linked below. And again, that just kind of proves that everyone has different taste and what works best for them. So you don't have to buy period underwear just because I like them, and you don't have to avoid the pads just because I don't like them. Definitely pick which option is best for you, the wallet, your current situation, and so forth. But for now, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe as well. I post new content all about zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste, but I also touch on brands and products that I stand by and encourage people buy as well to help save the planet and save you money. Like I said, these products will ultimately save you a lot of money over your lifetime, as well as other zero waste swaps, and that's what I talk about here as well. And I post new content every Thursday Japan Standard Time, which is Wednesday in the US, though I'm moving probably now as you're watching this. I'll be in the process of heading to Las Vegas, so my content schedule might be changing this summer, fall, we'll see. I have no idea yet. But that's all that I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember that these small changes you make have a big impact in the long run. Bye guys. Why did I wave after? Why did I wave? I don't know. Bye guys. Put in a video I made a few days ago. Cat ASMR. I'll leave them both linked up down. You cute girl. Oh. She's been so lovey lately. It's annoying, but I love it at the same time. Is this what having a child is like? Or is I going?